Would you look at that? A bunch of Muslims in Iran are tossing their Qurans into the river. Why, though? Because they're realizing it's all false ideology. Because they're understanding that Christ is who he says he is. While I don't condone throwing trash into the river, there is one verse that comes to mind when I see all of this. Everything else is worthless when compared with the infinite value of knowing Christ Jesus my Lord. For his sake, I have discarded everything else, counting it all as garbage.
Would you look at that? It's another Christian nationalist spreading lies. Why, though? Because it's so much easier to spin a narrative that Muslims are converting to Christianity and rejecting Islam, when the fact of the matter is that they're actually following Islam tradition and disposing of a Quran in a proper traditional way. So after doing a little bit of digging, I managed to find this. I'm going to skip ahead to the part where it says, can a Quran be disposed of in water? Turns out there's actually multiple methods to dispose of an old or damaged Quran, but this is the one he wanted to cite specifically. Submersion in flowing water is an approved method if the Quran is weighted to sink. The water should carry the pages away, allowing the ink to disperse and the paper to decompose naturally. This method avoids direct destruction while ensuring the text's dissolution. Local environmental regulations must be considered before using public waterways. Some communities use designated bodies of water for this purpose. The key is ensuring the Quran does not resurface or become a pollutant, which clearly that's what this was. This was a body of water designated for disposing of the Quran, because there wasn't just one or two people in there throwing their books in. There was a ton of books in that water. They were not rejecting Islam in favor of Christianity. They were embracing their traditions and their customs in favor of their faith. They're following their faith, they're following their instructions as they believed them to be correct. They were not shedding Islam. You really thought you had something here, didn't you? You really thought nobody was going to check and look up that this is what they do. This is normal. This is not rejecting Islam and embracing Christianity. This is just embracing Islam. Now, I'm not much of a man of faith myself. I personally am an agnostic atheist. I don't believe there is a God. Obviously, I do not have any substantial or concrete proof, but there's also no evidence to say otherwise. And I was never baptized. I've never really subscribed to one religion. I had faith for a while when I was in Masonry, but it just didn't stick with me. I've always been a questioner. I've always just looked around at the world and thought, something's not right here. If there really was a just and loving God, if Jesus was coming back, if Muhammad was correct, if Buddha was correct, if any of them were correct, we would have seen some sort of substantial evidence by now. But I digress. I don't subscribe to any religion, and I do make fun of religion quite a bit, I also respect people's rights to follow their religion as they see fit, and I do not appreciate people using their religion as a weapon against others. And that's kind of what this is. Spreading a narrative that people are rejecting their faith in favor of your faith is really, really fucked up, dude. Like, you can bring people to your faith without spreading lies about other people's faith. Like, they would take deep offense to that if they ever saw that video you made. Like, do better.